Right now it's 6. We're live at the La Crosse Center where former President Trump is set to take the stage for a town hall.
And local Democrats speaking out ahead of Trump's visit. We'll tell you their message for Wisconsin voters.
Watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. Donald Trump is on his way to La Crosse for a town hall on the economy.
He was supposed to start at the La Crosse Center right about now, but his event in Michigan before ran long, so that has pushed back his arrival time in La Crosse by about an hour.
So far, that delay hasn't dampened the spirits at the La Crosse Center, where supporters began lining up early this morning. Allison Fergott is there live where crowds are standing by for his arrival. Allison.
Ken and Emily, you can feel the excitement here in the La Crosse Center with the crowd breaking into chants of USA, USA, and even doing the wave at one point. Now, tonight's town hall will be Trump's first time in the Badger State since President Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential election. We spoke with Trump supporters in line earlier today. Immigration and inflation were issues that came up over and over again. Attendees say Trump is the only candidate they believe will secure the southern border and lower prices.
I think he'll turn the country around, get us back where we need to be. All the inflation, the immigration things that are going on. It'd be nice to get things back to normal and have somebody with a little bit of confidence in the White House and some common sense.
And there was a lot of excitement from supporters in that line earlier today. Despite doors not opening until 2, people started lining up this morning, and that line stretched down the block. Now, Trump, as Emily and Ken mentioned earlier, it was set to be on stage right now, but he is running about an hour late. Reporting in the La Crosse Center, Allison Fergott, Ken and Emily, back to you.
Thank you, Allison.
Now, of course, Trump's visit was certain to draw some protesters. Pockets of anti-Trump protesters have gathered around downtown throughout the afternoon.
News 8 Now's Michael Germain is live outside the La Crosse Center where many are gathered tonight. Michael.
Ken and Emily, Trump supporters aren't the only ones here in La Crosse having their opinions heard. Right across from the La Crosse Center, folks have gathered starting a protest. During the 5 o'clock hour, Trump supporters were yelling towards protesters, simply saying things like, "Why are you here?" One protester I spoke with says he's protesting simply because Trump doesn't care about veterans, while others say they refuse to vote for a felon.
Well, he's denigrated them on several occasions, specifically John McCain, saying he didn't like him because he was captured. He's had a lot of close advisors that said he's called the troops suckers and losers. He's refused to visit cemeteries because he just doesn't understand what service and personal sacrifice means.
A lot of these people here today are voting for a felon, a guy that's been guilty 34 times, and I can't understand that.
So far, the protests have remained calm, and there is a heavy police presence here. And like we said earlier in the show, doors were set to open at 2 p.m., but it is delayed a little bit. As we said, former President Donald Trump was speaking in Michigan. He was expected to speak here at 6 p.m., but we'll continue to keep you updated both on air and on the web. Reporting live in La Crosse, Michael Germain, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Michael. And a reminder that we will be broadcasting Trump's town hall on our 8.2 channel, as well as our app and website, news8000.com.
And with Trump poised to take the stage tonight, local and regional Democrats are trying to argue their candidate is a better alternative to Trump. Local farmer Dylan Bruce joined La Crosse Assemblywoman Jill Billings, Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, and Minnesota Senator Tina Smith in La Crosse today. They all argue Trump's tariff proposals on imports will cost middle-class families an extra $4,000 a year, while large corporations would be the only ones seeing tax relief.
And he'll redo his tax cuts for the ultra-wealthy and institute trade policies that will be at the expense of farmers and our rural communities.
Donald Trump's plan to extend his 2017 tax cuts would add almost $6 trillion to the national deficit over 10 years. That's according to the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business.
Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, are participating in an interview that will air tonight at 8 p.m. Central on CNN. She was joined by her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. When asked about policy shifts on issues like fracking and immigration, Harris said that her values have not yet changed.
I have always believed, and I have worked on it, that the climate crisis is real, that it is an urgent matter, my value around what we need to do to secure our border. That value has not changed. I spent 2 terms as the Attorney General of California prosecuting transnational criminal organizations, violations of American laws.
In the interview, Harris also said she would name a Republican to serve in her cabinet if she's elected.
Amid this big presidential candidate visit to La Crosse, we do have an alert day with storms potentially poised to be around the time where Trump would be speaking tonight, Greg.
Yeah, unfortunately, the timing is not great for the day that we're going to have severe thunderstorms, but it is there out right now to the west. We do have damaging winds, and even flooding is a concern here to about 7 p.m. until 1 a.m. We'll kind of show you where it is right now. This gives you an idea of Menominee, just west of their area. They're still good, but you see just on the radar image to the west of them, they have some showers and storms beginning to approach, so it's not quite reaching there. Big picture shows you a couple areas of concern right now. We have a severe thunderstorm warning just to the west of Eau Claire that actually is continuing to push to the northeast. Behind that is actually pink. That's a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 p.m. The main damage is the damaging winds potential as we go further on. Otherwise, we have another little line that continuing to push through Wabasha, getting closer to that area. This line producing generally 50-mile-per-hour winds, so that definitely could do some tree damage and unsecure items too. And then a few storms ahead of the main line. This one also has that white box, which is a special weather statement, we call it. Not severe, but still wind damage. Winds potentially up to 50 miles per hour. Tree branches, some unsecure things. And we kind of time that out. You'll see that line begin to approach 8 o'clock by Eau Claire. And later on, it's probably going to be closer to about 9 to 9:30 that it comes through La Crosse. And then further south, probably after 10. So later on, we'll kind of break down further timing on that. The threat of flooding, which is also kind of growing right now, but also the fantastic weather that'll be coming after this for the Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, something to look forward to. Thank you, Greg.
West Nile deaths in Wisconsin,
who health officials say could be affected by the virus when we come back.
Refresh your space with a mid-century makeover at Ashley. During the Labor Day sale, discover statement pieces starting at $499.99. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. No minimum purchase required. Shop more deals in-store and online.
It never should have happened. The Waukesha Christmas Parade attack. 6 Wisconsinites mowed down by Darrell Brooks. Just days earlier, Brooks was arrested for trying to run over his girlfriend with the very same car. But Brooks was released on $1,000 bail. Senator Tammy Baldwin voted against increased funding for pretrial detention of violent criminals, making it easier for criminals like Darrell Brooks to terrorize our communities. Tell Senator Baldwin, violent criminals belong behind bars.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month. Call 1-833-376-4999.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too. Call now.
My son, Nick, took illicit fentanyl, which cost him his life. And knowing that my son is never coming back is the worst thing that I will have to live with for the rest of my life.
Tammy Baldwin's been with us every step of the way. She just got a major bill passed to really crack down on fentanyl. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she actually walks the walk.
I cannot tell you how much we appreciate Tammy Baldwin fighting this fight.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Labor Day mattress deals are happening now at Ashley. For a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattress purchases. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. Only at Ashley.
Two Wisconsinites have died from West Nile virus, marking the first fatalities in the state this year. The Department of Health Services also reports a third person hospitalized with the virus. Cases were found in Outagamie, Fond du Lac, and Brown counties. All 3 cases were above the age of 50 and had underlying risk factors. Health officials warn the virus can affect all ages and urge everyone to protect themselves from mosquito bites, as the virus has a history of being unpredictable.
We have seen the first few cases in people reported from these northeastern counties. That is not the case necessarily in previous years. West Nile, like I said, can be very sporadic. We've absolutely seen cases pop up all around the state.
And then from there,
West Nile has also been detected in animals and blood donors across Wisconsin.
Several local counties are participating in a first-of-its-kind exercise on crisis recovery. Bright Horizons is a 4-week emergency management course through Wisconsin Emergency Management. Vernon and Jackson County agencies have joined the program to better serve their communities who go through a disaster. This week's exercise in the program is about severe flooding recovery. The course is designed to prepare counties for such emergencies.
It does help counties prepare and look over their plans and practice to make sure everything is ready to go when disaster strikes.
Around 250 people are participating in the course.
University of Wisconsin President Jay Rothman and UWL Chancellor James Beebe detailed the Universities of Wisconsin 2025 through 27 budget request. Rothman pointed out the state of Wisconsin ranks 43rd in public support, below fellow Midwest states like Illinois, Michigan, and Iowa. With an increased budget, the Wisconsin universities will have resources to create opportunities for student success services and invest in innovation projects like a new artificial intelligence hub.
A deadly disease.
More on the CDC warnings of a listeria outbreak after the break.
Life has become too expensive. Groceries and gas have gotten out of control, and red tape is killing the economy. But fortunately, our Congressman Derek Van Orden is fighting for solutions to make living more affordable for us in Wisconsin. He's advocating for common sense bills that would make everyday items like gas and groceries more affordable.
Now, Congress has an opportunity to lower costs by cutting red tape. Tell Congressman Van Orden to keep working to lower costs and support the Red Tape Reduction Act.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Get up to $7,400 in total savings on a new 2024 Ford F-150, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Make your weekends unforgettable with help from Menards. Whether you're soaking up the sun or relaxing indoors, we have what you need for a good time. From creating the perfect place to entertain family and friends, to stocking up on your favorite essentials, Menards is your one-stop shop for your next adventure. Check out all the hot deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
It's the final weekend of the huge Labor Day sale at Drury's in Fountain. Your chance to save on the area's finest furniture. Only at Drury's will you find savings this large on top brands like Smith Brothers, Flexsteel, Cannondale, and Eckernes. Plus, special financing is available if your purchase is paid in full within 24 months. We'll even pay for your gas just for shopping at Drury's. But you'll have to hurry. It all ends on Monday. The Labor Day sale this weekend at Drury's in Fountain.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I was 27 years old, and the doctor told me I have MS. You quickly realize what's the most important things in life: family, friendships, love, helping other people. It makes you much more empathetic and compassionate to those that are struggling and suffering. I wanted to achieve my goals and dreams, but I wanted to take my resources and save as many children as I possibly could.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
There could be something potentially fatal behind your refrigerator door.
Yeah, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention issues another warning about the deadly deli meat listeria outbreak over the past few months. John Loring reports.
Gunter Morgenstein of Newport News, Virginia, was rushed to the hospital on July 8th.
He was having trouble breathing. They started doing more testing because they couldn't figure out exactly what it was that was wrong with him. That's what it came back as, listeria.
The 88-year-old died 10 days after his hospitalization.
The number one thing on the recall was liverwurst. My mom knew that he loved to eat that and knew that he had eaten that, recently.
Morgenstein's family believes his death is connected to meat later recalled by Boar's Head. At least 9 people have died from contaminated deli meat, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says there's also been 57 confirmed Listeria-linked illnesses in 18 states. People who eat Listeria-tainted food can get listeriosis, which can be especially dangerous for pregnant women and the elderly. Among the symptoms, fever, headache, and nausea. As for this outbreak, Boar's Head says it is, quote, conducting a rigorous investigation to identify the root cause of this incident. In late July, it recalled more than 7 million pounds of its ready-to-eat liverwurst and some other deli meats.
We don't have it now because of what happened, but, you know, as things settles down and Boar's Head clears it up, yeah, we will use it again.
The CDC says this is the U.S.'s largest Listeria outbreak since the one linked to cantaloupe in 2011. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
In addition to the liverwurst, Boar's Head has also recalled other meats, including ham, bologna, sausage, and roasted bacon.
However, they say the products currently at deli counters are not part of this recall.
More information is available on Boar's Head's website.
Well, we have some severe weather approaching our area as we speak, so let's send it right over to Greg for the latest.
Yeah, right now the biggest threat, or the main threat we're looking at, is just Eau Claire and northward with the storms approaching there. We'll all have storms coming through tonight. It's whether they're going to be strong to severe, and if you see, we get a little bit lower to the east. It does tend to weaken with the storm threat, but still damaging winds is what we're looking at right now. You can't rule out the other ones. Also, flooding is probably going to be more of an issue as we go later in the night, too, potentially. Although we've been dry, we might see some heavy rain rates that could give us the flooding potential. Overall, really the area concern is just west of Eau Claire, up towards really as you go to Rice Lake. There's one tornado warning right now in effect that's radar indicated right to the east of, actually right in Polk County area of Wisconsin. Otherwise, there's a flash flood warning up to the north. And then we have further to the south, a few storms ahead of the main line. This white box is the special weather statement, meaning that storm could produce winds maybe in excess of 50 miles per hour. So everyone's going to see this line come through and at least see some gusty winds with it and heavy rain. It just depends if it's going to be severe or not. Right now, there, Rice Lake to Eau Claire hasn't hit Menominee yet, but it will be getting closer there. Otherwise, Preston has this thunderstorm approaching it from the southwest. Right now, could see winds gusts up into 50 miles per hour range. And then further on, we're going to see this line begin. We'll have to keep an eye, see if any more storms develop ahead of this line. But we're looking at it eventually getting close to Eau Claire, probably around 8:30, 8 to 8:30, and then quickly passing eastward as we get closer to 9. La Crosse and southward, it might take some time unless we see a few storms ahead of the line. Probably not till after 9, and then 9:30 we start seeing it. But you can notice these little bulges right there. When you see that, that actually is a wind damage threat with it. So we'll have to still keep an eye on winds as it comes through. As it gets further east and south past 11, then we're going to start seeing the southern edge begin to kind of slow down and become more west and east, which then increases your flooding potential as the storms begin to train over the same area. At 12 a.m., you can still see that line just south of La Crosse. Could be severe, but also flash flooding issue. Meanwhile, to the north, we might see a few showers beyond that, but the severe threat, all that ends very quickly by about midnight or even sooner than that, and the rest of the night is actually pretty quiet. For further south, Crawford, Richland counties, that'll be not until about 1:32 as it clears that area. Meanwhile, we'll still see a few showers behind this throughout the morning. Otherwise, most areas will just see cloud cover going on. Morning commute-wise, clouds, a few showers, maybe a storm, but nothing severe is to be expected. So that's the good news. It's a fairly quick threat, but it is going to be there, and we're going to get pretty good drenching of rain over some of the areas here that we haven't seen quite a bit of rain here in the last couple of weeks. So the area concern really is southwest Wisconsin, northeast Iowa, where that line begins to kind of slow down. That increases the rain threat, and you notice they're actually pegging 2 to 4 inches potentially down there. A little bit less as you go further north and east here, but everyone could see at least 1 to 2, and there'll be pockets where you see the heavier thunderstorms potentially getting up to 3. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as further south. But all in all, tomorrow the good news is less humid, clearing skies. We'll definitely see the sun towards the afternoon, and these temperatures upper 70s, low 80s with that west wind will be typically what we should see this time of year. So that's good news. And even better news is we have another little cold front coming through this weekend. It'll drop the temperatures back into the 70s for most locations for Labor Day. And the big headline beyond tonight It's really just a quiet forecast all the way through the most of next week. And temperatures very pleasant, less humidity. We should be in the upper 70s, near 80 for this time of year. And so you really can't beat these conditions compared to what we had last year with all the heat and all that going on into September.
Yeah, something else.
This is a really nice introduction.
Yep, we just got to get through tonight. Just be prepared. You're going to get wet. We're going to see some severe weather potentially, but it all will end fairly quickly after midnight.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the final day of the Great River Sprawl. Find out where Onalaska and Central finished out of the 24 teams in attendance. Jacob is next.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act.
That takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's fall footwear sale is going on now. Shop our unbeatable selection and prices on your favorite brands of fall boots and shoes. Right now, all Skechers are buy one, get one half price. Get a free $50 gift card when you buy any pair of Thorogood boots. Plus, we buy by the truckload so we can pass more savings on to you. Like $50 off this Baronet hunting blind or a 20-inch box fan, just $19.99.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
T-Mobile coverage in my area is wonderful.
We have 8 acres, and it gives you peace of mind to know that you're going to have a reliable signal.
We enjoy hiking. We enjoy the outdoors. The coverage has been great.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
This Labor Day weekend only. Truckloads visit Hot Springs Spas and Pools in Onalaska. This Labor Day weekend only. Truckloads of hot tubs from major brands like Hot Spring and Caldera Hot Tubs. Hot tubs as low as $79 a month. 0% financing. Save thousands. End of season savings on all above ground pools starting at $140 a month. Swim spas up to $10,000 off. Saunas starting at $59 a month. Hot tub, swim spas, saunas, and above ground pools up to 40% off. This weekend only at Hot Springs Spas and Pools in Onalaska. SpaExpoLaCrosse.com.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
After a couple of unbeaten records at the Great River Sprawl yesterday by Onalaska and Central, the two teams met up for the second time this year in the semis, and Anna prevailed in 3 sets. So Hilltoppers to the championship game against Cuba City this afternoon. Defense turning into offense early for the hosts. Isabella Malasek gets on the right side and goes cross court for the kill. Then off the free ball for Onalaska, it's going to be a nice set by Ellie Mascotti, and Maddie Wilson pays it off with a spike that can't be handled. That put the Hilltoppers up 3. Cubans giving it all they had today, as off the back set, Maya Miski puts one down to bring her side closer. A little later, never hurts to have a little bit of luck in your side in this sport. That ball ricochets off Finley Walters, goes right to Malasek, who drops it over for the point. Anna would take the first set, but Cuba City win the next 2, and they are crowned champs. In the third place game, Central taking on Webster. First set, Aaliyah Shields was on fire. She gets a good pass here, and then Skies for the kill from the middle. That made it 12-7 Riverhawks. In the very next play, after some good defense coming from both sides, ball finds Shields again, and despite a tough attempt from the blocker there, the ball falls to the ground to extend the lead to 6. This one would also go 3 sets, some really tight games, but Central gets it done in set 3, and they take third place, going 6-1 over the 2 days. We got a few area teams trying to fit some games in tonight before the rain comes. Ellsworth and Central began at 6. Wausau East and Logan got underway at 5:45 p.m. Arcadia and Whitehall just kicked off at 6:30, and Winona opens up their season in front of their home crowd against Simley. Check back in with us at 10 for some highlights. And the Brewers finishing up their series with San Francisco this afternoon. Bottom 2, the home side strikes first as Garrett Mitchell gets a high fastball, and he knows what to do with it. 1-0 Crew. Aaron Savali pitched a dandy today, going 7 innings, allowing just 2 hits and striking out 7 batters. Then 3-0 in the 4th when Jackson Churio goes the opposite way. That's going to rattle up against the wall. Blake Perkins and Bryce Terang score easily to make it a 5-run lead for Milwaukee, and Savali and Aaron Ashby combined for a 2-hit shutout, and the Brewers take this series. So they just keep getting good pitching performances from their starters, especially. Still 1 game back of that second spot in the NL. Almost to September baseball, too. It's going to be a good
What's
run
a dandy?
Oh, it's just a great
You've never heard what a
performance.
dandy is?
No,
Yeah.
I don't know half of the things you say on here.
Dandy.
Okay, dandy.
It was a dandy. I mean,
There's a dandy.
that's the definition of a dandy, right?
How dandy?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm just so excited about this Brewers team. Like Jackson Chourio, seeing him blossom so quickly, it's what every Brewers fan was hoping for.
It's nice. Enjoy it while we can, right?
Absolutely.
Sure
Thanks,
will.
guys.
Okay, we'll take another look at your forecast right after this.
See the stories you missed or watch them again on our YouTube page. Or find us at news8000.com.
Huge selection of rugs and art under the white tent in the Valley View Mall parking lot. Multiple sizes including brown rugs and so much more. Hurry, don't miss this.
I was robbed. They tried to run me over with a getaway car. He almost killed me right over here. He was laughing as he fractured my skull.
Amanda's attacker was an illegal immigrant drug dealer arrested twice before, but released by San Francisco DA Kamala Harris.
If Kamala Harris hadn't let him out, this never would have happened to me.
Kamala put violent illegals, convicted felons, back on the streets.
Kamala just doesn't care about protecting people like me.
Make America Great Again Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Whatever you were thinking, think bigger. It's the King Furniture Labor Day sale. Bigger selection and bigger discounts. Get up to 60% off the biggest names in furniture and 0% financing. Whoa, now that's big. Shop our huge inventory of in-stock furniture and have it in your home quick with free delivery. You won't want to miss this. It's the Labor Day sale going on now at King Furniture.
Huge selection of rugs and art under the white tent in the Valley View Mall parking lot. Inventory is priced to sell, so stop in today. Hurry, don't miss this.
All right, definitely avoid heading west of Eau Claire right now, west of Menominee. We do have an observed tornado now reported by chasers with that warning right now. All that activity is lifting off to the northeast. Bigger storm Preston down there. They actually had wind gusts over 50 with those storms, so definitely expect more storms tonight. They could be severe wind gusts. The forecast looks fantastic for the rest of the Labor Day
Stay
weekend.
dry tonight, Jacob, when you're out there filming tonight at Arcadia.
Do your best. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 10.